Should the PlayStation 4 have crossplay? That is a rhetorical question. You're basically asking, should people that have friends that chose to buy a different console or have a PC and can't afford to get another console to play with them or don't want to have that other console, we should all be able to play with our friends regardless of what we're playing. If the game exists on multiple platforms, there shouldn't be any reason today in 2018 that we shouldn't be able to play with each other. I understand why Sony has done what they've done, because let's go back in time to the generation before. Microsoft was at the top. They had the chance to make crossplay available then. Sony was asking for it. People that were playing on PC wanted to be able to play with their console buddies, because not every person can throw $1,000+ at a really good gaming PC. I have a laptop that cost me $3,000, and I've had this thing for 4 years, and it's finally starting to have a little bit of trouble handling certain games, and I'm looking at it being like, I can't do this again. The only reason that I had $3,000 is because this is going towards stuff that I was doing in school, and now that I'm having to deal with things like rent and stuff like that, I don't have a couple $1,000s just kicking around anymore. That's why console gaming has become my thing now, because I can afford once in a blue moon to throw $400 or $500 at stuff. So, when Microsoft had the chance a long time ago to do the same thing that Sony was asking for, they didn't do it. Because Microsoft's like, why? We don't have any reason to. All we're going to do by letting have crossplay is we're going to give people an option to go play on a PlayStation instead. And I don't think that's right. I think that is the incorrect way to look at things. As a business, I don't find it like there would be that much difference between, your game sales when it comes to different platforms. I think if you are the console that's on top, letting crossplay exist is not really going to change the fact that you are still the top console in the market. So in Sony's case, I don't see any, the argument that people have been saying where it's like, well, they're worried that if they let crossplay happen, all of a sudden, Xbox is going to start winning in the race. No, man. Have you seen the kind of quality games that Sony's putting out compared to Xbox in terms of exclusives? Sony's kicking ass. There's no way that Xbox can catch up. The only reason Switch has been doing better is because Switch is a newer console, and right now they have a bunch of games that people want to play. But when those games run out, like they usually do with Nintendo, because Nintendo does not have the same amount, people will still go back to the console that's doing the most, and that is Sony. So Sony really has nothing to worry about, and I think at this point all they're doing is kind of just being, a grumpy, grudge-holding teenage girl and being like, no, you did this to me, so I'm going to do it to you now. And I understand why, but I don't agree with it either way. I don't think that you, with any sort of clarity of mind, can sit there and say that crossplay is not beneficial for all of gaming. It is beneficial for you as well, because now there are certain games that on your console that people just weren't looking at buying, but now because crossplay is enabled, they can play these games with friends that have been telling them for a while now, you got to get this game, you got to get this game. And they realize, I'd love to, but I don't have anybody to play it with. You played on a different console. I'm not spending $400 to go play this game with you. I would love to be able to play certain games with the friends that I have that they're like, dude, you got to play this. But I'm not going to play it because nobody I know on my own console plays this game. And yeah, I'm a PlayStation 4 owner. I don't own an Xbox One because Xbox pissed me the fuck off when they first announced the console. And I refuse to buy that console. Even if I could afford to buy every console in the fucking world right now, I would not buy an Xbox on principle because of how they pissed me off so much with their TV box back then. So I am a PlayStation 4 owner until the very end of this generation. We'll see what happens when the next consoles get released. My intention is still at this point to stick with PlayStation because the majority of my friends were there. I probably would have bought an Xbox One if nothing had changed. But at the end of the day, Sony won my heart back, and they've done a good job with it. So I'm going to probably stick there. And the fact that we are now in 2018 and I still can't play Minecraft, for fuck's sakes. I can't play Destiny, Call of Duty, or any of these games with other friends on a different console. That's ridiculous. I absolutely understand that, right now, we wouldn't be able to have party chats and stuff. But when you have a game that has its own built-in chat, There should be no reason that this can't happen. I think at some point when crossplay does become a normal thing, there will be apps that are within console that every console will have that can make you have party chat available. I don't know what that would be. Maybe Discord gets an app in there, something like that. Who knows? But at some point it's going to be, it has to happen. It just does. But right now you see just, people just kind of, treading water, and they don't want to do it. Obviously with Sony, I'm a little pissed off. I see the articles written about them being like, this should make you not want to play your PlayStation anymore. I'm like, shut the fuck up. There's so much worse that Sony could be doing right now. Please. Please. There's so much worse they could be doing. But at the end of the day, my decision still stands. They should absolutely be allowing crossplay. And I don't think that I could go in any further on why. I think, the point's pretty much clear. There should be no reason whatsoever that you should be doing anything in your power to make sure that people cannot play together. The second that you do that as a gaming company, you should know that you're in the wrong. Because sure, there is a business involved, but you are still a game company nonetheless. And your fan base should be your first priority. And when this industry thrives on community, when this entire industry thrives on friendships, forming them, we shouldn't be stopping that under no circumstance. All we should be doing is committing to growing our community, to growing our fan base, and to be growing friendships and forming new ones through this industry and this art that we love so much.